What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How are we doing on this fine Thursday evening? It is a Thursday, right? It's a Thursday. Lovely, love to see everybody. Ali, what's up, my man? No, we're not doing this again. This is not how we do these things. We're not doing it. I hope you're well, my man. Never taking the Paul Craig shirt off. I'm surprised Paul Craig even had shirts, so I will give you full credit for actually. I think you might be one of the 5 people on this planet who has one. And this is coming from a Paul Craig fan myself, so hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing pretty well. I haven't really had the creative juices flowing today, but been trying to get the video over the line. Luckily I made really good progress yesterday, so I'm kind of like in a comfortable spot where I don't have to stress too much. But that'll be out tomorrow. It's coming along really nicely. Just need a few more bits done, and then it's just about sound. So music, SFX, everything in between, you know how it is, but we'll get there. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. I need to change my description. For some reason, it's not letting me. I don't know how to do that. Thank you, YouTube Studio tab, for being completely useless. Yeah, general election today. Cast my vote, as I should do, and as all of you should, if you're in the UK, and you're, of course, of age. But I hope you're all doing okay. So it's good coffee. In a good mood today. I need to do I put a community post out. See, I've started doing this before now. I've started putting out the YouTube community post before we start cracking on, which makes it easier. But I still need to put it out on the Discord just to get pinging. Get everyone in the know. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, everybody, for the delay. Cool. Beautiful. I can't see chat for some reason. It's bugging out. Where is my stream chat gone? I can't actually see it. Can we see it this time? Is this going to work? I might just have to refresh. YouTube is weird like that. It just doesn't work. Okay, there I can see it. Okay, no one said anything anyway, so it's fine. Come on, guys. Where's the energy at? Unless stream is actually bugging and I can't see it. Or maybe I really did fall off. No, I did fall off. What's up, my man? Have I played Borderlands 3? I tried it recently. I could not stand the dialogue. I thought the writing was just fucking awful, and it was so grating. I've never really got into Borderlands. I've tried it before. I've played all 3 of them in some capacity, like a bit of it, but I just can never even get through the first couple of hours because I like looter shooters. I love Destiny, but I just don't know what it is about Borderlands. I can't click with it, my man. Happy 4th, yeah. I mean, I'm obviously not an American, but happy 4th of July, everybody. Of course. It's not something I celebrate, obviously, but MMA is a very an American sport, so I'm sure we have American people, and I know we do American people in the stream. So I hope you all have a good one. Celebrate hard, don't drink too much, and if you can, get a belly full of food. Frederick, what's up, my man? Don't let this take away from the fact that Joe Piper was robbed against Hermanson. No, he wasn't. Hermanson won that fight. What do you mean? I will say, though, after that fight, he definitely did get he got massively overhated, like massively. That was crazy. And I mean, look how he's come back and redeemed himself. I know he spoke about the mental side of things before the fight, saying, oh, he was, the backlash almost made him quit the sport and just give up, which is quite insane to say. Keep in mind that if Joe Piper versus Hermanson was 3 rounds, it would have been a dominant win. Maybe, but it wasn't, right? Piper knocks out Alan and Vittori. I think he has a good chance. He hits like a freight train. I mean, that knockout of was it Barriol? Jesus, man. Crazy finish. Where's your red, white, and blue and your gun? I prefer the cup of coffee as a decent substitute. I mean, I've got the blue and the white. And I mean, I know it's yellow on there as well, but you understand, in the UK, we're not really patriotic people, generally speaking. Where's your Second Amendment God-given right? I find that all so weird. The Second Amendment is crazy. But again, that's, okay, we're not starting this stream off with a fucking gun debate, are we? Realistically, we're not doing that. Let's get, we are staying clear from that completely. So let's get into some 304 chat in a minute. If you guys would be so kind as to liking the stream, that would be a lovely little present. I was going to get your 2 cents on this. I wanted your guys' opinions because I was thinking about, obviously, the talking channel. I know I've had it in the works for a while, and I've just kind of been sitting on the back burner for it, trying to manage everything else, and other things come up, right? But I was some formatting ideas I wanted with it. How would you guys feel more of a, instead of me, not necessarily quick fire editing, but instead of me talking to the camera high energy, just me chilling with just me talking about something to do with MMA. It might not even be relevant to the current news. It might be, it might not be. Me just talking just for like 20 minutes or so. Like, obviously I'll cut it up a bit, but just very chill. Just me giving my own thoughts. No script. Obviously it wouldn't be scripted anyway, but no, just general ramblings, more relaxed vibe. Would you guys be into that? Or would you want more, more like the conventional MMA YouTuber talking to the camera? These are the blah, 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 blah. I don't really feel like doing that. Guy, I've spoken a load of time about my inspiration of Nakey Jakey on YouTube, his second channel. Basically exactly how he does it with the green screen thing in the back, and he just rambles about his favorite games and shit. I'd love to do that around MMA. So if you guys would be in for that, if you guys like the sound of that, that might be something I can move forward in. Unfortunately, my background doesn't really rely on it very well. It doesn't do well for it. I need to change the set if I was going to do that. But yeah, sorry for the ramble. But if you guys would like to see that, do let me know. Which one would you prefer? The sort of conventional style, or me a bit more laid back, slightly longer form, kind of just rambling to the camera for a bit? Let me know. And these won't be for streams. These would be on the Talking Channel videos, of course, not for streams, KO. Don't worry about that. Like the stream, Ariane knows, my man. Do I think Aspinall can beat Pereira on the feet? Yeah, I do. I think a lot of people would probably disagree with me there, but I think he can. I think he'll be a lot faster than him at heavyweight. A lot faster. And Pereira's a quick striker as is, but I think Aspinall is quicker than him. If he was to move up, if Pereira was to move up to heavyweight, I think Aspinall would have the advantage. Adesanya would finish Alex on the feet at 205. I don't know about that, my man. Tough ask. Yeah, but if you want, it wouldn't be like a high energy ramble, right? For my Talking Channel video, so just me kind of just passionately talking about MMA, whatever the topic. So let's say I wanted to go and just recap a trilogy that I really loved, or a certain aspect of fighting that I really loved, and I'll just ramble about it in a sort of chill fashion, and almost like I'm having a chat with you guys, kind of like on here, but a bit like obviously me just talking to the camera. No live chat. But if that's something you would like to see, yeah, let me know, because that's kind of the avenue I'm thinking of doing it down, right? Magomed gets chinned by Adesanya. I think it's possible for sure. But then again, Adesanya moved up to light heavyweight last time, and look what happened. Blachowicz had his way, so who knows? Shark, is that bait? I'm scared. No, I'm scared that's bait. I'll shout at that person, and you should get in the gym. I agree with that. For whatever that is for, whether that's for weightlifting or martial arts, either's good. Exercise is good. It doesn't even have to be the gym. Just get some exercise in, I'm able to drive in rough neighborhoods, knowing I'm able to stay protected. Almost had to defend myself when jogging the other day at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday night. God bless America. I mean, you say that, but in the UK, yeah, like in London, like there's stabbings and stuff, but you're much more likely to be okay. Like, you just are. It's like inherently, because knives aren't as dangerous as guns. They aren't. So there isn't a chance in hell that Izzy can beat Pereira. He can. Of course there's a chance, man. They're very, very good on the feet. I do think Pereira would win it, but to say there's no chance is mental, especially in this sport. But I agree, his chin would be better, so he'd be able to take more shots. Poatan, probably would see Izzy round 1 at 205. That's what I think. I don't know about round 1, but I'm leaning towards a Poatan win. We're not doing couplets, brother. We're not. We're not doing that. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's leaning to where I'm going to. So what I want to do is I want to get like a. So imagine, you guys can't actually see this, but on the sort of wardrobe, if I had more of a space here, I'd put a green screen thing up here, like a panel, and I just have footage of whatever I'm talking about, just playing in the background just for sort of visual aid. And then I just sit here and ramble about my favorite shit, whatever the topic is. Just incoherent thoughts, and I'd still want it to be very coherent. So not incoherent. I'm waffling. I'd want it to be. I don't know. You understand the vibe I'm going for. Not high energy, just passionate and from the heart, but also concise. I don't know. It would take practice. Thoughts on Leon below John? I mean, he shouldn't be. Not right now. Pound for pound rankings, no, he shouldn't be. He's going to lose his belt to 304. I think that's wild. Are you saying after, as in Bilal would beat him, or are you saying the fight after 304? What same person would willingly move and live in Hollywood? Yeah, not for me. Can't lie. Not for me at all. I dig it. Nice. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm definitely thinking about giving it a go. It probably wouldn't be. I know it says twice a week. I'm going to change it. In fact, I'm going to change that now, because I don't think I can't, in good faith, stick to doing 2 of those a week right now. I'm sure that'll be something I can aim for in the future, but I don't want to make any promises like I already have. So I'm going to turn that down to I'm just going to put it to coming soon right now, because I don't want to, I'm going to walk that back now before I even make anything, right? Bilal drowns him. I think that's crazy. I think Leon would have his way everywhere. I think Leon's grappling continues to be underrated massively. Not just his takedown defense, because that's the point everybody seems to bring up for some reason, which it is great. It's very good. He proved that against Usman and Colby. But that's not what I'm looking at. I'm talking about his actual offensive grappling. It's very good. And defensive, obviously. But his submission game is so underrated. Just the attempts he goes for. Like, he very nearly had that inverted triangle on Colby. People don't talk about that. I know he didn't get it, but he very nearly had it, and he is dangerous. He is very good. He's very good everywhere. He's the most well-rounded in the division. So people act like he can't hang with Bilal on the mat. I think he can. He'll be able to negate every aspect of Bilal Muhammad's game. I really do. Then this in Hollywood is 300K. That's fucking wild. What? Doesn't Leon have a sub win? I think he might have a rear naked choke or two. I can check. Again, I know, listen, you can talk about how many submissions he's actually got, but in terms of his submission threat, it's very good. And that actually is half of the game, right? Yeah, he's got one rear naked choke win in the UFC. One submission win in the UFC. I know that sounds bad when I say only one, but if you look at his fights and watch how he grapples, you can see he was having Usman in trouble at the start of their second fight. Remember that in 278? Took his back in the first round. Took him down. Took his back in the first round. And if there was a little bit more time, I wouldn't have been surprised if he got the sub. So people don't underestimate that come that fight. I'd watch, especially if you put an American flag in the background while wearing my boy Donald T's hat. I don't know if I could do that, I'm afraid. Pereira's flatline, is he in kickboxing and TKO'd him in MMA? Is he got dog walked by Strickland and Yarn? Pereira beat both of them. Pure striking, Pereira's better. I think a lot of that is down to the size, though. I don't think you can rule that out. Pereira is clearly much bigger than Adesanya. That's clearly part of the reason for this success. Also, the fact Pereira's fight against Blachowicz was at 291, which was in Salt Lake City, Utah, at altitude, which I think any other place that fight that happens, Blachowicz wins it, in my opinion, because he gassed out hard because of the altitude, and that just means he couldn't get his takedowns, which obviously is Pereira's realm at that point. So if that was, somewhere else, if that was in fucking Vegas or something, I don't know. I think Blachowicz would have won that fight personally, but we'll never know, right? Kickstream is out of hand. I don't watch him. Who did I vote for today? I probably shouldn't say. Not that it's a bad thing or anything like that, but fuck it. I voted for Labour. Not out of I didn't really want to. I don't like, I don't like, listen, no one in politics is good right now, can't lie. So, but we're not going to make this too much about politics, but I voted them because, fuck it. They're the best of a bad bunch right now who actually are going to win something. So who are actually going to get into, Parliament. So anyway, we're not gonna sit on that too much though. Can't be asked to talk about politics. It's been all I've been hearing. Prediction for every champ by the end of 2024. Oof. Oh yeah, you're making me say the words, Aaron. Let's get the rankings up. Let's get them up. I've literally just typed in "let's get rankings up" in my fucking search engine. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Right, let's have a look. So, predictions for the champions by the end of this year. I like doing this at the start of the year. But at the end of this year, okay, I'm assuming Makhachev maybe will have a fight, but I don't know. I'm going to go Makhachev. If Pantoja fights again, I think he'll lose. So, who's going to get the title shot, realistically? It's in a weird spot right now. Winner of Makhachev versus Karp. I'm going to go Mohammed Makhachev. Call me crazy. That might be a bit of a far-fetched thing, but I think he's got a good chance. Sean O'Malley at bantamweight. I think he knocks out Marab, and then he'll have the belt by the end of the year. Featherweight, if Holloway fights Topuria, I think Holloway will beat him, so I'll go Holloway. Lightweight, yeah, Makhachev. Welterweight, Leon will beat Bilal, and he'll have the belt. Middleweights, this is a tricky one, isn't it? I'm going to go Dricus. I think he beats Adesanya, and then I think he'll obviously be the champ. Light heavyweight, it's got to be Alex. I don't know if Alex... I wouldn't be surprised if Alex fights again this year, considering his activity. But I'm going to assume he won't, because he's been active like crazy already. So I'm going to say just Alex. And then heavyweight. Heavyweight, I think it'll be Tom Aspinall, because I think John Jones will beat Stipe, retire, and Aspinall will get promoted to Undisputed. Aspinall will beat Curtis Blades as well, of course. And then he'll get promoted to Undisputed in the same way that Rob Whittaker did. And there you go. That's what I go for anyway. Loki, think Aspinall Blades is going to be a war? No, I think Aspinall's going to put him away in the first. I do. 1-2 down the pipe. Same way he took out Pavlovich, and the same way he rocked Tybura before that. He put Tybura down and then finished him. Same fashion. I think that 1-2 down the pipe is just too fast. Blades is going to get clipped, and then he'll just get hit with a flurry. Herb Dean, indeed. No, it's not 150k Rolex. I wish. I don't earn enough for that. Did you hear about the Clark Mackay altercations? Apparently, Manel headbutted Mackay. Yes, I saw this today. I didn't read the article. I don't know how true that is. You might have to fill me in there. I read half of it and then I had to, for some reason, I think I was in the middle of editing or something, so I kind of brushed it off. I don't know. You might have to fill me in. Kwasim, what's up, my man? Good to see you again. How are we all doing, everybody? It's good to see you. It's good to be on the 4th of July for the Americans. The Patriots in the chat. They're also the Patriots of the video I did, isn't it? What was the fan video I did? I kind of thought about doing another one of those, but I was like, is there enough ideas for it? I don't know, man. What's up, Tom? Tom will be the go. Yeah, you or Aspinall. I don't know, man. Yeah, he will be though. I mean, how long have I been saying that to you as well? That Aspinall would beat everybody. I've been saying that to you for ages. What do you think of the Khabib situation? Is this the whole? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think people are blowing it out of proportion. This happens with like pretty much any sort of like big investigation like this. They're gonna just take precautions. I don't think Khabib's done anything wrong. I think to say he has is, I mean, he could have done. You never know, but I doubt it. I think he's probably just, they're investigating him. He's a big, high-profile person that is loosely affiliated with this guy. So of course they're gonna make their checks. That's just how it is. 305 main event take, is that O'Malley Marab, or am I tripping? Which one is it? Oh, no, that's Dricus Adesanya. Yeah, I love it. I love the fight. I've wanted to see it for a while. I mean, I've said Dricus. I'm on Dricus, the Dricus Tripe train right now. I think he gets it done. I think he smothers him for 5 rounds and maybe gets a late finish or a decision win. I've been sitting on that for a while. But again, Adesanya is Adesanya. He could prove everybody wrong. I think it could be a Jan must have forgot kind of moment. I really could be. But I'm going to stick with Dricus. Makes no sense for even them to fight each other. Volk should fight the winner of Max Ilya. Gaethje should fight Dustin. No, I don't want Gaethje Dustin again. No. I don't want Dustin fighting again at all, personally. I like Gaethje to fight Oliveira again. That makes sense. They're both coming off a loss. And that fight was criminally short last time. As good as it was, as long as it lasted. I'd like to see that one again. So that would be why maybe Gamrot thrown in there somewhere. Way too long. Yeah, man. What's up, Larry? Good to see you. Good to see you. The 4th is the craziest holiday for the Americans. When you hear fireworks beeping in the distance, it sounds like the country's heartbeat is beating. Damn, you went deep with it, Pon. Jesus. Oh, I see. We can't relate. I fucking hate fireworks, personally. I think they're always the biggest wasted term ever. Call me boring. Ian Edwards, who's win. I think that's his toughest matchup in the division. I really do. Just stylistically. I think Leon beats him, but make no mistake, that fight is very close. Honestly, I don't think people are really giving Gary enough credit. Maybe because they just don't like him. But you can say his performance was boring, but it was a very good grappling performance against MVP. He did very well. And yeah, he kind of outclassed on the feet. I think Leon Edwards would struggle with MVP on the feet. So I don't think there's any shame in that. I said this. MVP is such a hard puzzle to figure out. Even Edwards would struggle. And look what Ian did. He didn't really do anything on the feet against MVP. And he found the way to win, which is a quality not a lot of fighters have. So I like that matchup a lot. If we're talking Gary versus Edwards, I think it's a lot closer than people think. And I've been saying this. If you're in the chat for a long time, you know how long I've been saying that. Even when he was lower ranked, I've been saying Ian Gary is his toughest test. Izzy would be first ever 3-time champ. I believe so, yeah. If he wins, I believe so. And I saw someone saying, who was it that said, like Lucas Tracy or something, said that wasn't a good achievement, which is absolutely mental. Like, do you know how hard it is to not just win the belt, but lose it and then find the motivation to come back and win it again? That is so difficult. There's a reason not many people have done it, let alone 3 times. Imagine Alex leg kicks John Jones. I think John's pretty experienced in that regard. I think he'll probably be all right. Namajunas Cortez fight night card takes. Hell. I mean, we got 2 weeks of shit. I mean, is there even UFC this week? Is there, right? When's the next event? Damn, we're in the trenches. We are in the trenches. What have we got? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. We got Cortez, Namajunas. Oh, my God. Then Lemos. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we don't even have UFC this week. And then it's 2 weeks of terrible main events. Are the cards even good? Okay, Gabriel Bonfim's on there. I like that. Fuck. Okay. Oh, my God. Yeah, this is bad. Wow, this is bad. Holy shit. I mean, Bonfim is like the only decent guy on there. Fucking hell. What about the one after? Lemos, Jandiroba. How? Someone tell me how that's the main event, right? What else have we got on here? A lot of guys I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. Choi Do Ho. Okay. Nice. I like him. I mean, Brad Tavares, Cody Durden, like... We just got a bunch of washed guys on here, man. Holy shit. Like, why? I'm not tuning in to see Brian Kelleher get slumped, man. I can't be bothered. Holy shit. Diaz Masvidal this weekend instead? Hell no. It's just a cash grab between two washed bums. I ain't doing that. And Gary's Loki slept on, and I really hate the guy, but he's very good. Exactly. I don't understand the hate to him. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Who wins? I'm very torn on this. I originally saying Ankalaev, but I think Pereira might put him away. He's just too good to go against now. Racially motivated Drew Dober. He was meant to fight on it, but I don't think he's fighting on it anymore. That implies that regular Drew Dober's on the card. Oh, Dober John Silver's confirmed? Okay. All right, that's something. That's a good fight. That's a great fight, actually. I mean, didn't John Silver just fight, or am I tripping? UFC product got saturated bad compared to 2019 and before. I know I always say this, but UFC always be putting on below mid cards. Listen, sooner we get out the Apex, the better, because Jesus Christ. Listen, these fight nights would be serviceable with a crowd. I would watch them with a crowd. But man, I can't even be bothered to tune in. I can't be asked to fuck my sleeping pattern up to watch some mid-ass card. And listen, I feel like when you first get into watching MMA and the UFC in particular, you watch all of the events. And I used to do that. And now I kind of just don't because I'm so bored of it. You know, it's like a bell curve, isn't it? So you start watching none of them because you're a casual, or only the big ones. Then you reach the middle point. You're watching every single card. And then once you become a true hardcore fan, you only watch the pay-per-views again. It loops back round. The more I look into that fight, the more I lean towards Alex. Magomed is from Dagestan, but he always wants to strike. Yeah, he's a good striker, though, and he's got crazy power. I think people don't appreciate that. Magomed Ankalaev hits hard, man. Don't get it twisted. He could definitely finish Pereira. I know that sounds crazy, but he could if he clips him. It's MMA, man. But I do think Pereira would probably put him away. And if I was Ankalaev and his team, I would be absolutely trying to get that fight to the mat as soon as possible because you cannot run that risk against a guy like Alex. You just can't. Look at General. What? Oh, okay. Is that? I thought that got cancelled. I read that just got cancelled. Or am I tripping? At least on the tab page, it says it's not on there. Oh. Yeah, what? It's... I'm trying to look. Right, when's he fighting? I'm checking. All right, I'm scrolling now. I don't think... There's nothing... I think he was meant to fight, but it got cancelled. Unless this just got announced and I'm tripping. Because fair enough, if it did. I don't know. Yeah, any Drew Dober fight I'm there for, so maybe I will watch. I fucking love Drew Dober, man. Craziest chin genetics I've ever seen in my life. I'm jealous of that, man. One thing I hate is that Dana always says he doesn't care about how anyone feels about his business, but bro, if the fans start watching, you're cooked. Yeah, but they're not going to. You got to understand this. The UFC is not in danger anytime soon, remotely. Come on now. It's not. I mean, you have to understand that, you know, they basically have a monopoly on the entire sport. Dana White has nothing to worry about in that regard. You know, even when he's long gone, I don't think his successors could fuck it up that bad that everybody stops watching it. Maybe in the far future, who knows? But I very, very much doubt it. They have a monopoly in the same way Apple do. Apple aren't going anywhere. They just aren't. I know I use that analogy a lot, but it's true. So, like the stream was, yeah, you know, Pon. Can't wait for the Alex video this week. Yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Yeah, it's a lot more in depth. Obviously, more chapters added with these recent Pereira escapades, but it's coming along really nicely. It's almost done, actually. So I'm a little bit ahead of schedule because it's only got to be done by tomorrow, but I'm going to get a bit more editing done tonight on it. Try and just flesh out some more stuff. There's a little more things that I'm really trying to add. Just want to up the level a little bit. Like, for example, I'll give you just a sneak peek of what's coming in it. Like, in between some of the fights with the knockouts, I've got very quick fire reactions from, fighters, a couple of YouTubers in there, you know, just little stuff. It just adds to the cinematic feel to it. So it's going to be really cool. You guys are going to love it. Dennis Ed Jones deserves to be pound for pound number one. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've talked about that a million times. You know how I feel about it. It's a load of bullshit. But who even decides that, right? At the UFC? I don't know. Pereira, Islam, then Jones. I think Leon Edwards goes above Jones. He hasn't even defended his belt. Yeah, for real, Alex Pereira's son said he's going to win the belt at UFC 400, and I believe UFC will definitely make it to 400 and beyond. Oh, mate. Mate, they'll make it to 1,000. More. UFC is going nowhere, brother. Who's your GOAT right now? Like 100% in your mind, undeniable GOAT. I mean, of all time, or are you talking about now? Because that's pound for pound, number one. That's what you're saying. So if you mean GOAT of all time, then I go Mighty Mouse. I've said it a million times. Mighty Mouse Johnson, because for me, what rep means to be a GOAT is how good you are in the cage or how versatile you are in different disciplines. So that's why, like, if let's say hypothetically Pereira had the same number of title defenses as Mighty Mouse, I still wouldn't put him above him because he's not as versatile. Mighty Mouse is. Mighty Mouse can win a fight anywhere, and that's how good he is. He's mastered the arts completely. And also how you carry yourself outside of the cage, which for me is a big deal, and that's why Mighty Mouse is number one. The way you edit is so fun to watch. It's so good. I appreciate it, man. I don't think it's anything crazy, but maybe I don't give myself enough praise. I don't know. I guess because we're in that really weird sort of trend on YouTube, and we have been for the last 5 years, where everything's so hyper edited and overdone with motion graphics and shit and all of that stuff. And I don't do any of that. I don't know how to, for one, but I don't really want to learn because it's so, for me, it's always about the storytelling. It's functional what I'm trying to do. So it doesn't need to be flashy or anything crazy. And I used to think that was a bad thing, as if I was just sort of, I was slacking or being lazy, but it wasn't that. That's dumb. That's not. It just, my editing style serves its purpose well, I think. So that I'm happy with how it's all come together over time. It's gotten better. UFC 1000, what happened right now? Who'd you put on the card? I don't fucking know. You got to understand, UFC 1000 would be in about. So it's about once every 8 years. So it'd be 8 times, and in 7. It'd be in 56 years' time. Brother, I'll be not far off the grave by then. Have I got the maths right there? Something like that? Yeah, because... Yeah. That sounds about right. Holy shit. Smith the Can got decision by a middleweight champ. A middleweight champ? What am I saying, champ? Yeah, he's not... I wouldn't say he's a can. He's a journeyman, but he's not a can. Different thing. UFC 1000 would probably have time travel somehow. Ali versus Bruce Lee. Yeah, that's pretty valid. What's up, Powden? What's up, my man? 8 times 7 is 56. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 56 years' time will probably be in about UFC 1000. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's a very good chance I might not be on this planet anymore. So, fingers crossed I am. Touch wood as well. But, hey, hopefully, that would be pretty crazy to see if one day, if that rolls around, UFC 1000, man. Isn't that going to be crazy? But I guarantee the UFC will be going strong by then. I wouldn't be surprised, if it is. Thought it was like 13 years from UFC 1 to 100. Yeah, maybe, but the events have gone quicker. So we had UFC 200 in 2016, which was 8 years ago. Was it 6? I can't do maths. Was it 8 years ago? Yeah, it was. It was 8 years ago. But again, to be fair, because the UFC is going to up the level, they might do events more frequently at some point. So maybe it'll be less than 56 years' time. You think Pereira could be a triple champ? Also, thoughts on Gary versus MVP fight? Yeah, 100% he could be a triple champ. When you hit that hard, of course you can. 100%. Do I think he does it? No, I think Aspinall will drown him. And drown him and sub him. I think maybe even knock him out, to be honest with you. Aspinall is that good, and people still sleep on him. I think he could beat John Jones, but he'll probably get taken down and submitted again. But he could do it. Of course he could. And I like the Gary MVP fight. I picked MVP to win, but I knew it was a close fight. Gary did really well to sort of deal with that puzzle that is MVP, because he's hard to deal with. There's no disputing that. And he struggled on the feet, and he did, but he found a way to win, as I said. So credit to him. Jim Miller will still find a way on the fast. Yeah, he's Ghost. The ghost of Jim Miller will spawn in. Favorite movie of all time? Oof, this changes all the time. But I'd probably say Hot Fuzz. I fucking love Hot Fuzz. It's up there. That's one of my favorites. It's just so good. And I hate comedy movies. That shows you how good it is. I hate comedy movies, and Hot Fuzz is probably my favorite movie. So if you haven't seen that, go and fucking watch it. It's hilarious. Don't get how fighters get away without grappling or taking defense throughout training camp. Do they? I don't know any fighters that do that, because if they do, they're dumb. And that's probably why they're not at the elite level, because I don't hear about it. Love that he exploited that grappling. Yeah, he did very well, Gary. Yeah, you're talking about MVP, right? I just think MVP didn't have the knowledge. That's just it. I don't think his grappling knowledge is there in the high adrenaline moments. You do forget stuff in those moments, and that's something fighters have to learn and get used to, is to be able to make sure all their knowledge doesn't go out the window, when the chips are down. But it clearly happened for him there, because it was some basic grappling knowledge, really, he should have, abided by, and he didn't. So, but credit to Gary for finding a way, as I said. Dawson's Ashur Jabuli. Yeah, fair play. I know he lost to Mike Breeden, right? But I think he'll be fine. And again, you have to give him praise, because he's pushing the boat forward for a whole nation, right? That's something to be proud of. It's a privilege to do that. Because I guarantee you, in the future, India will have success. As long as the sport continues to invest there. They will. Same thing with Africa. Look what's happened in China over the recent years. England as well, if you go a bit further back. So, yeah, it'll be the same. How do you not predict Gary to do such a thing and train to defend it? Yeah, I don't know. Especially when he's training at shooter box, right? With Charles Oliveira, Damian Maia. You're asking for it at that point. Cried when I told you really lost. Literally cried. MMA gives and MMA takes, my man. So it's unforgiving. Unforgiving sport. But yeah, no, I'm sure he'll be back. I mean, he had a decent performance, all things considered. I mean, obviously some nerves were there, man. Like, you gotta understand. He's, as I said, carrying an entire nation on his back in his debut. So, never cried over MMA. I think I shed a tear when Leon won the belt in that post fight interview. When he was shouting to the camera, that got me a little bit emotional. Can't lie, I shed a single tear, I think, or maybe my eyes got watery at the most. I can't actually remember, but one of the two. That was a pretty emotional moment for me, especially because I've been following him for a long time and been backing him for a while. And I was a big Leon fan, and he was hated like crazy back then, so it was vindicating. I'm about to sneeze. I'm not crying. Oh my god! Again, what the fuck is in my nose right now? Holy shit! I got Zen in. Okay, I got to lock in right now. Ansel deserved it. He was too cocky and overconfident. He just got humbled. I don't think he got over cocky. I think he got scared. Mike Breeden started barking at him, man. If Matt Holloway somehow gets KO'd, I will cry. That would be pretty tough to watch, I have to say. Thoughts on Garcia trying to fight UFC? He's just, that guy needs help. I'm sorry, but I mean, I've been saying that for a long time. He needs help, serious help. I don't want to hear about any fighting for him, man. That guy needs help. He was winning until he got barked at. Yeah, I know, right? Adrenaline definitely was crazy. I felt so overjoyed. Yeah. Well, if you're talking about the Leon fight, Nate Diaz talking about how hard his life was and the fact he just wants to keep Nate safe always makes me tear up. Yeah, that story about his girlfriend when he was a kid as well, when he was a teenager, that's pretty sad. That gets to me a little bit. There's some other ones. Oh, Chael Sonnen crying when he was talking about he promised his dad he'd win a belt. That tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. That does. That hurts. And that especially from a guy from like Chael who's so not stoic, but he's got that facade, right? He's the happy guy. He's the bad guy, larger than life persona. So to see him like that is kind of a whole shit moment, Happy 4th of July, Brit. Thanks, mate. As I said, not celebrating it, but I hope everybody that has a good one. When Leon KO'd Usman, I needed to see a comeback like that from my own life. Damn. Fucking hell. Cutting deep there. They should put that fight in the UFC Hall of Fame. Do you think they should put people in the Hall of Fame for KOs too? I mean, I kind of like knockouts. Yeah, 100%. I think they should do that. I like the idea of fights, and I think they should do it with KOs as well. Maybe submissions too. Thing is, they do the KO of the year and submission of the year, so that kind of... And they do fight of the year as well, to be fair. So yeah, why not? I'd do it, 100%. I'd put that up there. It's one of my favorite knockouts ever. So, when Randy said, not bad for an old man, hit me right in the heart. Yeah, that's a good one too. When my kids said everything, speech still touches the soul. Oh, is that the Van Gogh? Lost the Van Gogh thing. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Do you think Colby deserves a rematch against Leon if he beats Ian Gary? I mean, they're not going to fight. Colby doesn't want to fight Ian Gary. He doesn't want anything to do with Ian Gary. So no, I don't think that fight's even going to happen. Does he deserve the rematch? No, 100%. He got a title shot off a washed Masvidal and then sat out until he got the shot. He's not going to get a third fucking shot at the belt. No. 4th shot at the belt, sorry. Fuck that. Hell no. You don't have to win 3 or 4. 3 wins, I reckon, would give him a title shot. And that's pushing it. He's too old. He wouldn't win it anyway. Listen, his stock is falling. It fell and it's falling still. Did you guys see his recent tweet? There's no way he gets in the UFC. It's just, I'm not going to look at it. I don't care about what that guy has to say. I just hope he gets the help he needs because he's clearly just deranged right now. Colby calling out lightweights to fight welterweight. He should just retire now. Yeah. I mean, to his credit, though, Colby's not a huge welterweight. So, but again, it's a bit of a bitch move, right? Just going to move this way a little bit. No. There we go. Who's the most overrated UFC fighter right now? I've said it a million times, never X, but Shavkat Rakhmonov. I've said it. The regulars in the chat knows. Hamzat's, no, everyone, no one's rating Hamzat right now. You can't say Hamzat. You've got to pick someone who people actually rate right now. And for me, Shavkat, I think, I still don't understand it. He has no striking defense, man. None. I think Leon absolutely toys with them. I really do. I really don't understand it. He's good. He's very good. Shavkat is very good. There's a reason he's got the 100% finish rate and the reason he's undefeated. But I don't think he's fought the level of competition. Listen, he's fought good guys. And the win over Wonderboy was good. But he's not beating Leon Edwards. He just isn't. He's beat Jeff Neal and Thompson are his 2 really good wins. I'd say his other wins, and yes, submitting Neil Magny's pretty good, but I mean, come on, I don't see it. I think Leon would toy with him personally. Shavkat, I'd be so justified to see the Jeff Neal fight. Yeah, he's good. He is very good. I know he is. But you say that in the Jeff Neal fight, he got hit hard, and anyone with a lesser chin would have been put away by some of those shots he took. I'm sorry, you cannot fight like that and be the greatest. You can't. You don't see that happen. So someone will crack him eventually. They will. Jeff Neal hit him with some bombs. And credit to Shavkat for just taking him on the chin, literally, and then winning with a lovely standing rear naked choke. But it's still a deficiency. Your sort of lack of striking defense, and that's where I think a guy like Leon will exploit. He's a sniper, man. So I think Leon would beat him pretty easy. Colby keeps fans entertained. I guess so. It just feels like he's reading lines off that he's practiced in the mirror, you know. I mean, I know Sonnen did the same, but he was actually good at it. Right now, JDM to beat Shavkat. Yeah, maybe. I think Shavkat could probably take him down and sub him, because I don't think JDM's grappling game is incredible. I think Leon, he wouldn't be able to get Leon down though. Shavkat isn't overrated though, to be honest. He's good, but I don't see that many people glazing him. That's not true. People have been riding him for ages. I'm sorry. No way. He is overrated. Loving this Leon wave, indeed, brother. Sonnen was a hurt. He was indeed as well. JDM beating Burns was impressive. Yeah, of course it was a good win to come back like that, because he was losing that fight. 100%. Yeah, and Burns came to fight too, especially at his age. He fought really well. But you can see how much JDM struggled to get off the ground in that fight. And no, to be fair, there's no shame in doing that when you're fighting Gilbert Burns, who is one of the best grapplers in the game. But I think a guy like Shavkat is a lot bigger than Burns. Burns is a small welterweight. I think Shavkat could keep JDM down. I really do. But Leon is a big welterweight as well. I think Leon would be fine against Shavkat. Sorry, one second. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, I think Leon would toy with Shavkat. Maybe toy is a strong word, because Shavkat's a scary motherfucker, but I think he'd coast to a decision. I do. Leg kicks, clinch work. I think elbows in the clinch would be really nice for him there. I don't think Shavkat will have much for him in that clinch. I know Shavkat's clinch work is good as well, but not as good as Leon's. Shavkat the next challenge corner. He could be if Leon's been and gone by the time he does, but I don't see it. I'm sure we'll see that fight. In fact, I think if Leon beats Bilal next month, I think realistically what we're going to get is, this month even, what we're going to get is him fighting Makhachev, so defending his belt for Makhachev's coming up, fighting the super fight. Or if it doesn't line up, we'll get Shavkat. That's just what I see, to be honest with you. I mean, who else have you got at welterweight? Who else do you have? Let's have a look. Where are my rankings page? There we go. So we've got Usman in there, but realistically it looks like he's sort of sitting at middleweight, so we can ignore him for now. Bilal, he's already fighting, obviously. I'm sorry, there's no one in that division who's beating Leon right now. I've been saying this for ages. He's fought Colby already. Shavkat will be the logical pick for the next defense, right? So as I said, it'll be Shavkat or Makhachev who's his next fight. Burns, he has his way with. Burns ain't touching him. JDM might have success on the feet, but I don't think he's going to have much from either. Gary was his toughest fight in that division. Sean Brady, he beats pillar to post. Wonder Boy would be a technical fight, but I think he'll take him down and drag him down enough for a decision. The rest of the guys, Jeff Neal, he's going to beat. Then again, he hits hard. MVP would be a really hard fight for Leon on the feet anyway. As I said, I mean, I said that about everybody with MVP because he's difficult to deal with. But I mean, we've seen his grappling holes, so I think Leon would exploit that. There's no one in that division who beats me. He beats Leon Edwards right now. Tell me I'm wrong in that top 15. Aspinall stylistic loses to Garn. No, he doesn't. He's better on the feet and on the mat. Miles better on the mat. So I don't know how he's talking about stylistically, because Garn's ground game is not that good. Aspinall's is one of the best. He just never has to use it, mate. That's why Aspinall never has to use his ground game, so people don't think he's that good. He pulled off a straight arm lock from half guard. Do you know how difficult that is? Not just to do that, but to do it over Alexander Volkov, who barely gets finished in any of his losses. And he's on a tear right now. That win has aged really nicely. I'm sorry, you cannot sit here genuinely and say Aspinall wouldn't sub Cyril Garn, to be honest with you. I think he's going to take him down and have his way with him if we get that fight. Garn ducked him. Garn literally ducked him and said he was shooting a movie. So there you go. Aspinall's lost a few fights. Yeah, one of them was bullshit. If you go and watch his early career, there was a weird thing with the ref. One of them, yeah, he got heel hooks. And I think the other one, obviously, the Curtis Blades fight, which doesn't count because he blew his MCO in 15 seconds and didn't even get touched. So, and hopefully he avenges that, this month against Curtis Blades. So we'll see. That's one of the hardest fights stylistically is Jones or Blades. It's Blades. Blades is his hardest fight stylistically. It is. And I still think Aspinall has his way with him. Aspinall has one loss in the UFC to a busted knee. Is 100% finish rate. Right? Yeah, exactly. In the UFC, he's only got one loss, and it is to Curtis Blades, and that was due to his injury in 15 seconds. And I know the UK event fucking sucks at 5M. I hate that they're doing that. But Bilal will beat Leon and clear the division. In your dreams, mate. In your dreams. Bilal and Leon is going to go to a decision, but I still see Leon winning 100%. I think Leon could finish him, to be honest with you. He has no respect for Bilal's power or striking. He proved that in the first fight. And sure, you can say, oh, yeah, well, Bilal's improved since then. So has Leon, tenfold. Both of them have. So I think Leon would just toy with him. I don't think that fight's going to be close. Tom Aspinall was in the same double leg. Yeah, that blast double over Arlovsky and the Volkov one as well. Oh, very good. That's what's happened to Pereira if they fight, in my opinion. But again, tough fight to call. With Pereira, you never know. Leon couldn't beat Colby with a broken foot. Well, he did beat him. He literally beat him 49-46. So I don't know what you're saying. He couldn't beat him because he did beat him. Yeah, maybe the fight was boring. That's your opinion, though. He won the fight. That doesn't change the fact he won the fight clearly and soundly. Aspinall's cardio is okay, but not great. You say that, but he's never gotten out the fucking first round. I mean, maybe a couple of times. Arlovsky went to the second round, right? Or the second round. Every other fight in the UFC hasn't got out the first round. So, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. You can say his cardio is okay, but not great. But you have no idea at the end of the day. You have no idea. How the fuck is Blades a more difficult matchup than Jones for Aspinall? Because Jones is really slow at heavyweight and doesn't hit that hard. I'm sorry. At heavyweight, he does. Listen, if it was a light heavyweight Jones versus like a light heavyweight Tom Aspinall, hypothetically, I'd be talking different. But one, Jones is out of his prime. Two, he's at heavyweight and he's fat and slow. We saw that against Cyril Gane, and I know he won, but I'm talking in terms of speed and power. Curtis Blades has more than both of those things than John Jones right now. I don't think that's not a crazy take. You just have to watch both of their fights. As short as the stand-up was against Cyril Gane, it was short, but you could see how slow Jones was and how little power he had. I'm sorry, but it's true. Curtis Blades is his toughest matchup stylistically because wrestling is the difficult thing to deal with. Aspinall's jiu-jitsu is excellent. It's elite. But his wrestling takedown defense, that's something we haven't seen a lot of. So we'll have to wait and see. That's a hole we don't even know if Aspinall has. It needs to be tested. VC, good to see you again. Is that a Leicester shirt? No, it's a Chelsea one. I'm offended. Aspinall only needs 2 rounds. Exactly. That's how good he is. I think it'd be pretty funny if Bilal somehow pulls it off. I know, the UFC would hate that, but it would be kind of funny. I'd be devastated, but it would be kind of funny. I understand why you like Leon. Your ethnicity speaks for itself. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I've also been a Leon fan for a long time, and I was backing him when he was the most hated man. He was the equivalent of Ian Gary now. You know, everyone just hated on him for no reason because it's funny to hate on him. But I just think technically he's the best in the division. I am biased, but I can speak. I'm biased, but I do concede points on fighters I like fully all the time. So it's just this is generally, I'd say the same thing if I wasn't English. I do think Leon and Tom are the best in their divisions. I do. I think Tom will get a first round knockout against Curtis Blades, and I like Curtis Blades. I don't really want to see the guy lose, to be honest with you, but it's a shame. That's the fight game, isn't it? But I think Tom Aspinall will knock him out in the first round. And people always say, oh yeah, Curtis Blades was clipping him in that first 10-15 seconds. Go watch that first fight back in slow motion. I think UFC just uploaded it. He doesn't even touch him. He does not touch Tom once. Why are we getting racist in the chat? Who's being racist? I didn't see, so if someone is, we ain't about that. Leonard was such a good champion. He's a model champion, man. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, his activity isn't the greatest, but that was out of his hands. He wanted to fight UFC 300, and people blame him for not being active. He wanted to. No one else did. So what does that speak to the rest of the welterweight division? Jones being so protected by Dana, it's getting embarrassing. Yeah, I know, man. Bit of a joke. Do you think UFC pays Indian Anshul? Okay. Nah, we're going to chill with that. None of that. Best of Chelsea player, Lampard? Yeah, probably. My opinion. It's tough, though. Lampard or Terry, I reckon. They won't sleep after Leon and Aspinall win at 304. No, I will, because it'll be business as usual. It'll be everything I said. Listen, I gave you my full card predictions. Someone clipped this somewhere. It's somewhere in the Discord. I don't know. Someone clipped my exact predictions for UFC 304. I said Aspinall by a KO or submission, I think. But I'm going to reaffirm it now. Aspinall by round 1 KO. Leon Edwards by decision. Maybe submission, but I'll go decision. Just logic dictates. Arnold Allen will TKO Giga Chikadze. Makaev will get a decision win over Manel Karp, and Paddy Pimblett will get a decision win over Bobby Green. Actually, no, a submission win over Bobby Green, sorry. I know people think Paddy sucks, and I know people like to hate on Paddy because it's funny and it's in the trendy thing to do, but I'm sorry, people are sleeping on him. Matchup-wise, I think he submits Bobby Green. I think he beats him. I think he swarms him. I think his output will be greater than Bobby Green, who's only getting older. Listen, he's not great. Paddy Pimblett won't win a UFC title, in my opinion, but I think he beats Bobby Green. Gonna sleep like a baby if they lose. If they lose, he's up for 6 nights. Yeah, that's real. Hazard, like, he's one of my favourite Chelsea player. He actually acknowledged my existence once at the FA Cup final, so I'm taking that one to the grave. He's probably my favourite player, but not the greatest. Do you think Jones should ever be eligible for pound list since he's only fought once in the past few years? I mean, yeah, because obviously your previous experience does warrant a little bit of merit, right? So it depends what you value more. I don't know. Drop or two, yeah, love that man. Love that man. Man, what a long time ago. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, I mean, just going back to 304, I gave you they are my predictions, and I've been solid on them for a while, to be honest with you. I think all of the English fighters are going to win, and you can call it bias if you want, but it's just, when I look at those matchups, they're who I think is going to win. I think people are sleeping on Paddy Pimblett. I really do. I thought against the Tony Ferguson, he actually showed some good improvements to his credit, and looked quite good. Yes, a lot of holes in his game. Still not good enough to be a champion, and he's going to have to patch them up if he does want to reach that top 5. But a guy like Bobby Green, I think he'll beat. I really do. I think people are just forgetting. His submission game is very good. I think Paddy will swarm him. I think his output will be too much for Bobby. I think he'll be able to just make the fight dirty, get to that clinch, and find a way to get the back, and he'll get the rear naked choke. Paddy's skill, I really think Green puts the pressure on him. Paddy doesn't do well with gritty, scrappy guys. I mean, I don't know about that. Green has solid wrestling. I see this being a bloody one. Yeah, it could be. He could be. Posted in fight discussion. What did I say? What did I say? I'm looking at the predictions right now. Let me drag it over there. Let's see what I said. Okay, I didn't give outcomes. I just gave predictions. Yeah, it was the same as what I said now. See, I ain't changed. Paddy by decision. Yeah, I decision or submission. Honestly, I think people are going to be surprised. He is overrated, underrated. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. The casual fans overrate him because they don't know shit about the sport. But the hardcores, not the hardcores, the sort of avid watchers of MMA and the UFC actually underrate him. I truly do think that because they don't like him. And a Paddy Shore guy, he's not my guy. He's not. I don't think he's going to win a belt. At least the way he fights now, he needs to make improvements. He could if he improves. Like I said that about anybody. If they put the work in and they improve and they patch the holes in their game, they could. But I don't think he will, and that's fine. But I do think he beats Bobby Green, and then we'll have to see where he goes from there. I admit he's not good enough to be top 5. Not right now. I mean, I don't think he beats. If we look at the lightweight rankings, who have we got in there? I don't think he beats. Yeah, no way. He's not beating Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, or Sarukian. No way in hell. No way in hell. I think he got have a good chance against Dustin. Call me crazy, because Dustin's quite old and he looked quite old in his last fight. I know he put a good performance against Makhachev, but he could sub him. You never know. But I still think Poirier would beat him pretty soundly. But Paddy has a chance at least in that fight. Dislike fighter right now. It's a tough one. Joaquin Buckley's hard to like. He's hard to like, I gotta say. Manel Karp pisses me off. I'd probably say Manel Karp. Movsar Evloev, actually. Fuck that guy. Yeah, Movsar Evloev. Get that bum out of here. Diego Lopez Hive, stand up. Plus, he robbed my boy Arnold Allen, and I can't let that slide. Yeah, fuck Colby Covington as well. Them two. And him and Movsar Evloev. Kind of like Paddy, but I wish Ilya first move after beating Volt was to relinquish the belt and go up to 155. Hang on a minute. Okay. And fight Paddy. Just to stand on business. That wouldn't go well for him. Can't lie. It would have been cold. 100%. But the UFC, they won't go to that extreme. They know full well Paddy doesn't deserve a shot like that. That would be wild. No way. Plus, again, you're putting your two biggest stars against each other at that point in their careers. You don't want to do that. Because if Ilya knocks out Paddy brutally, all his hype goes. So you want to keep them. So it wouldn't make sense from a business perspective. But, you never know. Albazi's annoying. Nah, people just don't like him because he won a dodgy decision against Kai France. That's not down to him, is it? That's the judge's choice. People forget that a lot in a lot of cases, They're like, oh, fuck that guy. It's not his fault he got picked to win the fight, is it? He just did his job and the judges picked him. So I think he's overhated. So, I don't think there's much about Amir Albazi that's endearing or enjoyable, but I don't think there's a reason to hate him. There's a strong word, isn't it? It's a very strong word. Who else could we name there? I know people hate on Almeida because he's kind of boring, but he's actually a really nice dude, so I would never hate on that guy. I'm just looking for the divisions right now. I mean, yeah, no one else deserves that much hate, to be honest with you. Like, do they? Like, some of them are annoying, but not enough to hate them. Yeah, I mean, I can't hate on any of these guys too much. Whole Ilya and Paddy beef is so funny looking back at it. Paddy stands no chance. I mean, I will never say no chance because it's mixed martial arts, so I'll never say that. But yeah, I mean, logic would dictate that Ilya Poirier would put a bloody beating on him. I mean, honestly, after watching him fight live, when he, honestly, I know I've said it a million times, but seeing him knock out Jai Herbert in person and listen to the whole arena just go dead silent, that's when you know someone's caught a body. And it was scary, man. That is one of the scariest things I've ever seen, man. Just watching Jai Herbert getting slumped. Like, I had a good view of it too. That was crazy. Can't lie. And it was it was one of those KOs where it was so fucking good. You had to applaud it because you're like, shit, this just guy's come in, knocked out one of our countrymen and just like, you know, sat on top of the fence and said, yeah, I'm here. And you kind of had to respect it. But, you know, what a privilege to see that live. You know, obviously it was in hindsight now that he's the featherweight champion of the world, which makes it awesome. But, yeah, that was sick. And to rally back from the head kick as well. People forget that. I mean, Colby fought best welterweight of all time. Tyron Woodley, Robbie Lawler, Usman. Don't disrespect Colby. Yeah, as a fighter, I don't. Leon Edwards says the same thing. He's a great fighter, but a trash human being. And I completely agree with that. Favorite card so far of the year or ever? Of the year. What have we had this year? We had, so 297 was the first pay-per-view of the year, right? So, obviously we include the fight nights, but I can't even remember any of them. 297 was Dricker Strickland. That was all right. 298 was Volk, Ilya. I just can't say that because watching Volk get slumped again was genuinely too painful. It's got to be UFC 300. It has to be, right? UFC 300 was special, man. It was special. You know, weirdly, I said this on the pod episode we did when I recorded it. I was like, I'm not really feeling the magic, you know. I'm not feeling it. And then Max Holloway went and did what he did. And it just brought back all those old feelings of when I first got into the sport. And that's why I love it. So, yeah, UFC 300 was special. And it had to be on there, didn't it? It had to be on the biggest card they've ever done. A last-minute buzzer beater KO from one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Yeah, special. And that I didn't even mention Pereira either. It was awesome. What's up, big boy? That's some crazy talk, my man. Fitting of your name. I used to hate Josh Koscheck back in the day. Can't even remember why. He was overhated, wasn't he? Not obviously a bit before my time, but Max was everyone's favorite fighter to 300. Yeah, I mean, why? Of course he is. The guy's a legend, man. And hell, he might go and win the fucking featherweight belt again. Who fucking knows? Wouldn't that be something? Imagine that's what we get. I swear to God. Imagine Volk doesn't get the instant rematch versus Ilya, but he gets time to sit out, more time to rest, more time to recover. And then we get Ilya versus Holloway in that time. Holloway beats Ilya, and then Volk gets his rematch for the belt. Doesn't have to be against Ilya, but he gets the shot for the belt again. And we get Holloway versus Volkanovski 4. Call me a genius. Because I'm there for that all day. 100% I'm there for that all day. And people say, oh yeah, Volk will dominate him again. I don't think it's going to be as close as that. I really don't. I would love that shit. That would be a fight I would love. I'd much rather see that than Ilya fight Volk again. Because I think that only goes one way. Colby press conference is entertaining. Yeah, I do agree with that to an extent, but I don't like a lot of the things he says. As a Colby fan, I take exception to him being characterized as a trash human being. He's playing a character, pay-per-view, it's just good acting. Yeah, but what point does it move from being a character to being a genuine piece of shit, like a genuine piece of shit? Like the stuff he was saying about Leon's dad and his family and Leon himself, is just, that goes far beyond the point of character. The good thing of what made Chael Sonnen so good was he never stepped too far of the line. He didn't. And he was very theatrical with it in a sort of, I don't want to say positive, but it was a playful way. Colby doesn't do that. Colby is a cheap knockoff. That's what he is. And he goes way too over the line, and it's just not funny at that point. It's just being a cunt. I can't say that, can I? Well, this stream's getting demonetized. It's not even monetized anyway, so because I don't put ads on the streams. Rest in peace. No limit in MMA trash talk. Hard R should be encouraged. No. I mean, that was a gangster, just rude to say it. Yeah, that doesn't mean he should belongs in hell, or you should say that about someone's father. I'm sorry. Fucking mental thing to say. UFC held a 305 press conference and I didn't even notice. Yeah, that was random. I saw the pre-stream for us. Like, what the fuck? Holloway versus Volk 4 would be insane. I'd honestly back Max. Yeah, I might do as well. It's so hard to say. But still supporting Volk. I think I'm with you there, Ed, mate. I think I'm with you there on you know, to the T. If I was one of the MMA gods, Max beats Ilya, moves up. Hopefully by then Islam moves on, beats Leon, beats Oliveira in defense. That's a bit too far-fetched. I think there's too many things got to go in there for that to actually happen. But hey, I mean, for me, that would be the end game, is the Volkanovski-Holloway 4 fight. I'd love that. Call me not so much a character as an amplification. Tons of dudes that are toxic and dumb. Are we surprised that a cage fight might be the same? Yeah, fair point. But was Colby always like that is the question? Because a lot of people say he switched up and he turned on all his friends. All in, you know, the sacrifices. Those are the sacrifices made to find success. So, I don't know. Dennis said pay-per-view sales increased 25% after talking about Leon's dad. Yeah, I'm sure. But, that doesn't excuse, that's not an excuse to be an arsehole. Do you know what I mean? There's no place for that in this sport. I'm sorry. If you want to, if you want to have a sport which upholds its professional reputation, which they worked so hard to improve upon and shed the old skin of the UFC and MMA being a blood sport and this two bloodthirsty thugs in a cage. They shed that old skin and reputation. And if you want to keep that new reputation of a professional sport, you need to get rid of people like that. I'm sorry. There's a line. Trash talking there's got a place for it in this sport. It needs to be here. And it sells fight. But there's some things you say and there's some things you don't. And that's one of them. See that clip when Leon said Diaz would get fuck that guy. And fuck Nate Diaz, to be honest with you. And well, not fuck Nate Diaz, but I just can't be asked this Masvidal. They're trying to hype up this Masvidal thing as if it's some sort of epic blockbuster showdown when it's just two guys trying to get paid. That's just it. It's no one wants to watch that shit. Leo, thoughts on Ian Gary becoming the welterweight Drew Dober? With how many? Okay. The only difference is Dober KOs, then Gary rolls more controversial decisions, which is kind of ironic. I wouldn't say it was a controversial decision. I wouldn't say Gary versus MVP was controversial at all. I thought MVP clearly lost the fight. And I bet on him. I wanted MVP to win. I wanted MVP to get a robbery win because I had money on him. But I still think Gary won that fight 2-1. I think you'd be crazy to say otherwise. Miss when the UFC was all about respect. Listen, there's a place for both of it in this game. You can have trash talk and you can have respect. You need the contrast, and that's what makes both of them sort of effective. But there's lines you don't cross. And Colby Covington has done that many a times. John going to fight in November? I hope so. Against Aspinall, ideally, but we all know that's not happening. Do I also hate Muslim fighters? Not like MMA? No. Why would I do that? I don't particularly love the Dagestani grappling style, personally. No, but I don't hate Muslim fighters. No, of course not. I'm just talking from an entertainment aspect, But Makhachev's challenging that. Makhachev has entertaining as fuck fights. So there you go. Masvidal native been bums for nearly 10 years now. I wouldn't say that. Masvidal was not a bum in 2019. Otherwise, he wouldn't become as popular as he did. If you're fighting for a UFC title, you're not a bum. I'm sorry. I saw someone debate this saying Kevin Lee was never an elite caliber fighter. I was like, do you know what you're saying? Do you know how hard it is to get into the UFC as it is? That already puts you in the top echelons of the sport, getting into the UFC. So many people don't ever get anywhere close to that. And to what Kevin Lee did. Kevin Lee fought for a fucking belt. Sure, it was an interim, but that's not the point. He was an elite level fighter. He fought for an interim UFC lightweight title. So, and I saw someone on Twitter saying he wasn't good. And I was just like, what are you talking about, man? Part time gets under people's skin by keeping it short, sweet, and respectful when I like it. Yeah, it's his aura, man. I hate using that word, but it's true. Fluke win over Askren was not a fluke win. He literally practiced it and anticipated the takedown, so it's not a fluke. They planned for that. And he beat up Nate Diaz, so, an all right win, whatever. And knocked out Darren Till. So, and that was a good win. And don't say otherwise, because it was a good win. And yeah, Usman beat him, but that's Usman. Of course Usman beat him. He's very fucking good. Can't call anything a fluke unless it's like a fluke injury. Exactly. They planned for that. That's like, it's the same thing as saying that Conor McGregor's knockout over Jose Aldo was a fluke. If you're calling Masvidal's one a fluke, you're calling Conor's the same thing, which it isn't. So it's not. Aspinall Curtis, yeah, that's a fluke because his knee just blew out randomly. It wasn't caused by anything. It was caused by there was no strike from Curtis Blades that caused that. It just happened, so it was a fluke. Zabit's brother won a championship recently. Yeah, I saw that fight he had. Just looks like Zabit, and I'm not complaining. I'm not saying those bums are a bad compared to normal people. I like to say they're bums compared to other UFC fighters. I still think that's a bit crazy. I don't know how you can say Masvidal is most UFC fighters never fight for a belt. Masvidal has, so he's not a bum. And yeah, maybe they fast-tracked him a little bit. But he lost to really good people. You got to understand. And, knocking out Darren Till in London most people aren't going to be doing that. I'm still really annoyed we never got him fighting Leon Edwards, though. That was a shame, man. That was meant to happen. And then Masvidal ducked him he faked an injury. And I'll forever... There's nothing confirming that, but I will forever believe it. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going to read a few more out. Then I'm going to crack on with some more editing. And, you guys know the drill, but the video will be out tomorrow, and that's going to be a good one. Conor's a bum. He's not calling out everyone for 3 years, still don't fight. Conor's not a bum. Come on. I hate Conor McGregor. I don't hate him. I don't like Conor McGregor, but he's not a bum. He's not as good as he used to be. He's definitely out of his prime, and I don't think he's going to even fight again, but he's not a bum. he was the first ever simultaneous double champion. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't like him. You guys have to think. You got to think rationally here. You got to put your thinking caps on. Get rid of the biases. This is what I'm saying. I have biases, but I still am able to look past them when when I can see that someone's objectively not as good. Like if Leon was outgunned in a fight, I would say it as much as I like him. Sadly, the latest video was class. Thank you, brother. I wish you joined earlier because I'm about to jump off. I appreciate the love. New videos coming out tomorrow, so you can feast on that too. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I worked a stupid amount of time to get that one out of the line, and to be honest with you, I don't really know how I did it. I kind of had no life for about a week. Getting that, I don't know how I got that one out because basically, obviously, I wrote the thing. I started writing on Sunday. Usually, I do it on a Monday, but I wrote the thing over 2 days instead of one. And then I basically, from Tuesday onwards, Tuesday to Friday, I somehow managed to get that all done. I don't know how, but it was there. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you. Yeah, it took me a fucking while, but it really came out nicely. Can't lie. But this week's video is going to be great. A little bit shorter than the last one, but it's still long by my normal video standards. It's coming out about 22, 23 minutes long. So, plenty of meat on the bone. Don't get it twisted. Thank you, Idiot. Or Idiot. I don't know how to say it. Who wins Curtis or Aspinall? Aspinall all day, my man. Love you. I love you too, man. Do live streams more often? I mean, I do 3 a week. So that's the amount for me right now. I always said I'm gradually going up the level. I started with 1, then 2, and now we're doing 3. So I stream Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, pretty much every time, unless something comes up and I can't. But those are the days I stream. So I'm always here for that. This week's video about who else? Poatan. It's basically a documentary career retrospective sort of thing. Same way I've done one on it before. Yeah, some of the OGs will know that, but there's more chapters that have been written since, and also I kind of want to retell the story in just a bit better and improve. It's coming along nicely. Almost done. If you have any more ideas, videos you want to see, I've already got one planned for next week. But if you have any other ideas, I've got next 2 weeks. I've got something I won't speak about now, but I've also got the Casuals Guide. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fiddling with this thing. I've got the Casuals Guide for 304, and then I've got another video which I don't want to talk about, which I'm sure I'll talk about at some point, but not yet. But other long format videos, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to just increase the length, but I don't want to bloat stuff. That's the fine line you have to manage with. So I don't want to bloat anything. But yeah, they're coming along nicely. But I feel like we're getting into a nice flow with them. Come in to talk shit about fighters only because I enjoy the channel. That's fine with me, man. You're here. That's enough. Thank you. Antidote of Aspinall. What does that mean? Well, is that a way to beat him? I don't think so. Dricus Adesanya predictions. Dricus submission, late submission or decision. Clubby 1 second fight with Usman. Yeah, I had that. I had him winning it or a draw. I would have gone with either of those things. I can't believe some of the judges gave it a 49-46 Usman. I think that's fucking wild. But hey, I'm not the judges, sadly. But yeah, the videos come along, gonna be really nice. But if you have any ideas, please do hit me with them. In Gary's wife versus Jake Paul's wife versus John Jones' wife, who's winning? I don't know, man. I don't even know what I didn't know Jake Paul had a wife. Why do when people get injured in a fight, they declare they are defeated? It's not their mistake. I don't know. It depends. If it's in cases like Aspinall's, I agree because it wasn't caused by blades. But if it's caused by the other person, then I think it counts. As harsh as it is, it counts. But Aspinall shouldn't have counted as a loss, but it did for some reason. Dumb. But you know what? It can happen. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head off. You guys stay tuned for the video tomorrow, podcast again, and stream on Sunday. The prayer video is gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna love it. It's coming along really nicely. Almost done. It'll be out tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good morning, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. If you're American, enjoy your 4th of July. Don't get too shit-faced. And I'll see you all soon. Have a good one. Peace.